Today, we're going to review both the Osprey Aether 70 AG and the REI Traverse 70. They're two great packs. They both hold 70 liters. They're very similar packs, but they do have some distinct differences. Both of them have a top-loading lid, have a top lid that snaps on two sides. This has the Aether has two pockets on the top, which we'll look at more closely in a minute. You get to them from your back side, from where you're hiking, so you cannot get to them from the front. Looking at the Traverse, it also has the two pockets on the back, which we'll look at in a minute. There is no pocket on the front, but it is detachable by the front straps. Alright, so if we were to open up the Osprey, pop open the lid, you'll see that it has a top flap. So even if you're working without the lid, if you had it removed for some reason, or you're trying to cut back on weight, what have you, you can still take this flap across the top and buckle it down and keep everything nice and compressed and covered and protected. Alright, so that is on the Aether. If you look at the Traverse, it does not have one. Alright, all it has is this top strap that goes across the top. So if you were to do without the pack, if you were using the top lid for something else, then you're just going to have to do without having the top lid there. So once you open the flap, both are similar in the fact that they have a built-in cord lock where you just pull on the tab and it will just open it up right up. Now the Aether has an internal top strap to hold everything inside, right? So with this red strap across the top, that is on the inside of the pack. If you look likewise at the Traverse, it also has a strap across the top where you can cinch everything down, but it is on the outside of the pack. It's external to the pack, or to the top. All right, and we'll look at the insides in a minute. They're both top loading, but the Traverse, it is one pocket all the way through, whereas the Aether has a sleeping bag compartment, which we'll also look at in a minute. So let's get this all buckled back up, and then we'll continue looking on the outside of the pack. Now, you have this front panel pocket right here. You can snap open to get to it, and you can loosen this a little bit. These straps we'll talk about in a minute. It is very snug. It does have a pocket for like a jacket or something like that. So if I were to put a jacket in there, for example, you can see that it will go in there, and it's nice and snug, right? And then you can snap it up. You've got your jacket or whatever you need to get to right there in the front, okay? And then you have these straps across the top. That is it for these front pockets, all right? So if we switch over to the Traverse, this is where the Traverse really comes in strong. It also has a front panel pocket, but it is much roomier, okay? It just slips in much easier. I don't have to fight it nearly as much. And you have these straps on the side that allow it to open up a little bit, okay? If you were to compare that to the Aether, it also has some side straps, but they're not really attached to the front panel pocket. They're not compressing it or pulling it in or out. So they're just separate altogether. Okay. The REI, it has on its front panel pocket, it has two side pockets. Okay. So they both go halfway across the pack, but these are just where this is really what I love about this are these side pockets and the roomy front panel pocket. Right. I think that's really the strong suit here. Going back to the Aether, even though it is top loading, you can also get to it from the side. So if you were to undo these compression straps, you'll see a zipper that kind of goes in an L shape, an inverted L, from the bottom all the way up over to here. Right? So I could get into the main compartment this way, get in what I need without having to go in through the top. You know, get what's over's there. Likewise, you can zip it all the way around and get in anywhere you need to in here. Okay? The one drawback about this one is it is kind of hidden, right? So if you have all this snapped up, like so, just a minute, snap it up like so, then it's not really as easy to get to. I guess you could, but the straps kind of get in your way if it's all done up. Whereas on the Traverse, its pockets, it's more of a J. It starts up here, goes all the way down around to right about there, right? So, and you'll notice, whereas well, you can start with either side. The zippers are going to come to rest up here, so you can zip around, get in there, get what you need, get out, and zip back up. And these are open; they're not kind of protected and hidden away like they are on the other one. Okay. That's for getting to the main compartment. As far as the sleeping bag goes, sleeping bag compartment. The Aether has a separate compartment with a removable divider. So if I were to go in here, I could quickly get my sleeping bag out. There is a separated compartment. You can unweave it. It's not a buckle. You do have to sort of unweave it through the straps, but you can get in there and drop that down if you wanted it to be one contiguous compartment, just like the Traverse, right? So once I put that puppy back in there, then you zip it back up, and you're good to go. I really like that about the Aether. The Traverse, however, does not have a separate compartment. So if I wanted to get something out of the bottom, you could. This one's a little smaller. This is a hammock, not a sleeping bag, but still, you get the idea as far as the size. I could pull that out and then put it back in. I feel like you have to wrestle a little more. Obviously, if your sleeping bag's bigger, as big as the other one was, it'd be more of a problem. And then you zip it back up. Okay? So, sleeping pad straps. This is where you would put your sleeping pad. You could put it right here on the outside. And you'll see that it is on the front side of the pack, right? It's right here is where your sleeping pad is going to go. If you compare that to the Traverse, which I like this one better in that regard, if you compare it to the Traverse, it also has some straps, which are very tight. They're on the bottom, right? So that way, if you have to, when you're setting your pack down, you're setting it on top of your sleeping pad. That's not my favorite option, configuration, but that's where they got it set up there. Okay? Now the Aether comes with ice tool loops. This is not an ice tool, it is a hammer, but it will demonstrate how they intended for you to use it. So you put your tool, ice or otherwise, through the loop, and then it comes up here and you have a drawstring that you wrap around, and this is where you would store it. Okay? Probably not going to take a hammer and throw it in the truck, but if you did, that's how you do it. I do not think there's an equivalent on the Traverse. They do have these loops down here, which you could do the same, but it does not have the fancy bungee to connect it to. Alright. Next I want to look at these compression straps, right? So they have, I mentioned these that go across the front here. So let's say that you wanted to downsize your pack just a little bit. Alright, so let's say I decided on this trip I do not want to take my pillow. Alright, no pillow. So now it's a little smaller than it was. Close that up. And this is where the straight jacket was going to come into play. So you have these straps here where you can tighten things down, right, like that. But you can take it a level further and take these side straps and come all the way around. You'll see there's a strap on the side right there. If you want it to really get small, you could do that. There's one on this side also. It's probably not going to let me do that with my sleeping bag in there, but we're going to give it a shot. Nope, almost. Okay. Now, we've got it as a straight jacket. Very tight, very compressed. If ever you're wanting to go much lighter and keep things nice and snug. Okay? So going back to the side straps. So that was to just bring it down. Going to the Traverse. It has these compression straps we talked about earlier, but it also has this uplift, right, feature. And this is something, again, just like the other, you would do this before you get going. It's not something you can do while you're walking, unless you're more strong in the ways of the yoga than I am, and you can reach these while you're walking. But you would just pull these back, and it lifts everything up closer to your back. Okay? And so that's the uplift that it pulls on. We talked about this strap. We talked about compression straps over here. Let's talk about the side pockets. The Aether has, let's loosen this one up a little bit. The Aether has a large pocket here, but it has two-way access, right? You can get to it right here. So this would be where you maybe put a water bottle, perhaps, right here, either this way, or you can put poles or tent poles, whatever you want to put in there. But it is one in the same pocket as the side one, and it has this loop, by the way, which will come in handy in a minute. And that's it for the side pockets on the Aether. For the Traverse, of course, it also has side pockets. let's loosen this guy a little bit. It has one here for the water bottle, but it also has this other little pocket right here. Just a little snack pocket or something, poles, whatever you want to put in there. So it does have two distinct pockets, and it has this little zipper, this little snap where you could snap it across there to make it a little taller pocket, so it doesn't go quite as long as it would otherwise. All right. Let's go ahead and try them on. All right. Looking at the Traverse, it has the belt. You'll notice this stretches as the belt opens, which gives you more support. It also causes the belt to want to stay closed all the time, which can be both a plus and a minus. It just means you might have to wrestle a little bit to get it out around from you when you're putting it on. All right. Let's put on the hip belt. Sternum strap. Alright, now you notice the sternum strap has a little whistle. And also you can adjust the height of the strap. There's a little ridge right here along the strap. You can slide that up or down and you'll be good to go. It has side pockets, which I will say compared to the Traverse, they're a little further back, and I think they're also a little smaller. So just keep that in mind. And then of course you have the straps on top that pull it closer to your back. The Aether has a bar right here. There's a hard piece of plastic that's built into this strap right here, as the load lifter, as they call it. But that bar kind of pulls it all down. All right, so this is what it looks like when you're wearing. Let's tighten it down a little bit. So this is the Aether, how it would look. All right, let's check out the Traverse. Traverse. It also has a hip belt, of course, but it stays open. It doesn't fight you to get open like the Aether does. Oh. Alright, sternum strap. I don't know why I did that first. Alright, it also has a little whistle and adjustable straps. Actually, this slides a little bit easier than it does on the Aether. These pockets feel like they're a little closer up to you. Put in a water bottle. I'll put the other pack on just so I can show you this because I forgot. But you can easily slip that in there. I find it very easy to get in to that pocket. Pull it out. Take your drink if you're not using a straw. And you're good to go. Alright? And then of course you have the straps. This one has soft here. There's no bar like there is in the Aether. It's just soft padding. So this is what it would look like as you're wearing it and how it fits. And because I want to demonstrate, I want to show you the water bottle trick on the Aether. So let's put that one back on. Won't take but a second. Alright, I do find that the water bottle pocket is a little harder to get into. You can do it with practice, But I do have to say it's kind of like the pockets. It's further back, and I kind of have to bend my arm in a natural way to get to it. All right, so I can do it because I've been practicing, but it's not as easy as it is on the traverse. One way that might help you is I put a little cord on this loop right here. I just put a little cordage on there, and that way I can pull it. So instead of holding it in it like this, I can, instead of having to catch it with my thumb, I can hold the cord out here and push it in. I found that much easier way to do it. Now, neither one of them is waterproof by themselves, so I recommend getting a pack cover. Now, the Aether, it does not come with one. You have to buy it separate. Alright, so the Osprey, of course you can buy one from them. This was a $37 extra purchase. Alright, so put that on myself. And this one, it's made for it. It has a little buckle, right? So you just buckle it, pass it under the straps. It buckles. There's also a built-in attached bag you saw me pull it out of, and there's a hole at the bottom for water to drain out. So this is what it looks like when you have the pack cover on. If you had some extra gear like sleeping bags, sleeping mat covers, tents, whatever you may have attached to the outside of your pack, it may not fit over it quite as nicely as it does here. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. So unbuckle the strap underneath it. Now, the Traverse, it comes with a pack cover that came in this inner pocket right here, the slash pocket on the lid. So we'll got that one. Oops. Well, this is a good place to store it, but I remembered that I put it somewhere else so I wouldn't have to open the lid. Time like that. So let's put that back together. Store it in here. There it is. In one of those side pockets. I put it there so it'll be easy to get to, then I forgot about it. Alright, so this is the one that comes with the pack. Great. We'll just wrap it around like we did the other. This one also has a way to connect it under the straps. This one has a loop here and a Velcro. Not that one. For it. A Velcro thing here. So it just goes through. You pass it through the loop, and you're good to go. Alright, so that's how it looks with the pack cover. Again, any tents or sleeping pads, it's not going to work as well as it does here, depending on the size of your gear. Alright, so let's take a peek at the inside of the pack. So first I'm going to remove the lid. Which we will look at in detail in a moment. And again, you just pull this board out, take our gear out, and on the inside of the pack, you have this open and there's a sleeping bag compartment in the bottom. And then, of course, you have the bladder, place for the bladder. It goes in right here, and then a little hook here for the to hold your bladder, a little snap. And then again, we have the lid that's built in, the flap, leave no trace principles printed on it. And then also, you have another place for a water bladder right here. Okay, it says H2O right here. And you can put a second water bottle or bladder right there next to your back if you choose to. And then, and you can also pass the straw through there as well. So that's where the straw would come out. Right, it's in the center. Let's empty out the traverse. Alright, we'll go look at those lids in a second. Take our gear out. Alright, so again, on the inside you have a pocket for your water bladder. Right down goes the length of the whole pack. Right, and then and again, this goes all the way down to the bottom of the pack. It's one large pocket with no divider, removable or otherwise, in the middle. It has two outlets for the straw, one on one shoulder, one on the other. There is no easy way to get to the middle. Yes, you could unbuckle these things and get in here, but that's not meant for a bladder storage or anything like that. So that's that for that. All right, let's look at these lids. On the Aether, it has two pockets. You have a main compartment here where you can store whatever you choose. The main large compartment there. Okay. And then you have sort of a slash pocket. It's right here. It's very thin. Maybe put a wallet kind of things in there. And there's a little place to keep your keys so you can get to them quickly. But to make it useful, you unzip this top zipper, and it becomes a full-fledged day pack. Alright, so you unzip it, and you get into the main spot here. Let's say you had some extra gear you want to put in there. You can do that, zip it up. It also comes with an ice tool loop, another one of these, bungee at the top. So you can put your hammer in there, or what have you. I'm not sure how necessary that is. Must be useful for somebody. Then we'll, black to black, we'll plug in the straps. Put that on. These straps are nice and wide. So they, let's see. Yeah, they're right. I thought they were wrong, but they were right to begin with. And it also has a little sternum strap, just in case you're doing a lot of moving around. All right, and then you could adjust these sternum strap to these 3 different heights. Right now, it doesn't slide like the other one does. You have to unweave it a little bit, but you could adjust it to any one of those. So that is the day pack on the Aether. All right, so let's look at the one from the Traverse. All right, so here you have a main compartment where you put a stove or whatever you need to put in there. And then it does have a slash pocket, but it's on the flip side. It's this mesh area right here. This is where you put your whatever, the wallet, keys, whatnot. This is also where the pack cover comes with when you buy it. And then to make it into a pack, it has an internal compartment dedicated just for this purpose. You pull that out, snap it to the bottom. And one thing I've noticed is these straps are kind of puny, especially where it's tapered to the top. So to me, it's more likely to get twisted. So put that on. Oh. Must have had that really tight. There we go. All right. And so there is no sternum strap. You could argue that you don't need one for something so small, but it is a smaller pack than the Aether. And that is the Traverse day pack. And that is today's review of the Aether 70 AG compared to the Traverse 70.